Macmillan Audio presents Unlock Your Menopause Type, Personalized Treatments, The Last Word on Hormones, and Remedies That Work by Dr. Heather Hirsch, MD, MS, NCMP. Read for you by Heather Hirsch, with an appendix read by Marnie Penning. To my daughter, DeMille Margaret Hirsch, and her generation of women, my hope is that you will experience a greater awareness of women's unique health needs and receive greater quality health care throughout the female reproductive lifespan. Well-behaved women seldom make history. A quote from Laurel Thatcher Ulrich, Pulitzer Prize-winning historian specializing in early America and the history of women, and a professor emeritus at Harvard University. Introduction. Whether it's described as puberty in reverse, puberty's evil older sister, or premenstrual syndrome, PMS, on steroids, the menopausal transition is an extremely challenging time for most women. Intense hormonal changes, irregular periods, and mood swings may sound a lot like puberty or even PMS. But this time around, the ovaries are gearing down and heading toward full-time R&R rather than cranking up their function towards reproduction. And because this transition, called perimenopause, often lasts from 4 to 10 years, it can be hard to tell where you are in the meandering journey towards menopause, which is officially defined as 1 full year from your last period. Even after their periods are behind them, many women find that menopausal symptoms, including hot flashes, night sweats, vaginal dryness, and or brain fog, continue for a surprisingly long time. In fact, it's impossible to predict how long they'll last. All of this adds to many women's frustrations with this topsy-turvy physiological phase of life. Meanwhile, trying to find relief from menopausal symptoms is like navigating the wild, wild west, a terrain that's lawless, unregulated, and untamed. There's no map, and the landscape is rife with myths and misconceptions and self-proclaimed gurus. No, I'm not naming names here. You can probably guess who they are. Often with no medical training, but claiming to have all the answers and or the best remedies. Women don't know what to expect or whom to trust for reliable information and advice, nor do they have a realistic sense of what will work and what won't to ease their bothersome symptoms. Too many women suffer due to inconsistent and inaccurate information from both physicians and the media. Honestly, it's a chaotic mess. In 2010, a small study in the Journal of Women's Health Issues evaluated the needs of midlife women using focus groups and phone interviews with health experts, and found that women in their 40s and 50s crave more information about what to expect around menopause and symptom management. Surprising, huh? The researchers concluded that a serious knowledge gap exists when it comes to quote, information about symptoms and how to cope with/reduce them, how to communicate with providers about their experience and what to expect, end quote. Sadly, more than a decade later, we haven't made much progress on this front. Recent research reveals that 65% of women admit they feel unprepared for the symptoms that menopause may bring. This comes as no surprise to me. As the clinical program director of the Menopause and Midlife Clinic at the Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston, I hear this every day. By the time patients come to see me, they're typically at the end of their ropes. They don't feel like their usual selves, and they're alarmed because they hardly recognize themselves. They're aggravated because the symptoms like hot flashes, sleep disturbances, or brain fog have started dominating their days and nights. And they're often unaware that symptoms like vertigo, pain with urination, hair thinning and hair loss, burning mouth and gums, and heart palpitations may be connected to the hormonal changes their bodies are undergoing.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?